Last time on Total Drama Random Island, teams were tasked with eating the most vile foods created by Geoff. In the end, it wasn't about who ate the most, but about who ate the least, with Tyler winning it for the killer bass. Noah was able to turn everyone against Alejandro after he quit first and searched for the idol the entire time, even after Alejandro insisted that wasn't the case. In the end, Alejandro left doubts in Millie and Priya's mind whether he was telling the truth or not. Priya tells Millie that she can't believe she listened to her. If she had just gone with her gut and voted Millie, she would be out instead of her Alejandro. Millie tells her to calm down. Even if you did vote for me, it wouldn't have mattered since the majority was voting Alejandro anyway. Who's to say Alejandro just didn't kill the bird himself and planted it in the bed? Priya says, what about not wanting to ruin his character? Now it's, oh, he's a bird killer for sure. Face it, Millie, you screwed up and got rid of one of the best things here. Priya storms off, and in confessional, Millie says that she really screwed up. Alejandro was a great guy and is perfect for Priya, and I got in the way of that. Geoff and Zoey are relaxing by the beach, and Geoff asks her if she'd be interested in going to a party with him after all this is over. Zoey says she's not sure. Parties have a lot of dumb jocks around and mean girls and all that stuff. Geoff says that's just in the movies. My parties are great. Only cool people are allowed, and I think you'd fit right in. Zoey says, really? You think so? I've never been to a party before. I guess it could be fun. Geoff says, you know what? If we win today's challenge, we definitely should throw a party. Get you a small taste of how fun it can be. Sugar is watching from afar, and in confessional, Sugar says that Geoff is getting too close to that prissy girl Zoey for her tastes. Lorenzo goes to Noah and asks if he can chat with him, and Noah says sure, ruin my day. Lorenzo says right, well, do you know what Millie might be interested in? I fell for her yesterday after she stood up to Alejandro. She's smart, but like, I'm not, so I'd really like to... Noah interrupts him and says, alright, listen, I would love to get you two together, but that isn't gonna happen. Lorenzo asks why, and Noah says because you won't ever be smart enough for her. Lorenzo tells him that that's why he needs his help. Noah tells him that for his sake, he needs to give this pointless crush up before he hurts himself or Millie. In confessional, Noah says he doesn't know what came over him, just hearing that Lorenzo liked Millie made him lose it. He needs to protect Millie from men like Lorenzo, can't have the only smart one here being dumbed down. Sugar and Sadie go to Tom and Sugar says to listen up, fellers, we need to get rid of a weed before it blossoms into a problem. Tom asks what that country lingo is supposed to mean, and Sadie says it means that there's a problem that needs to be taken care of. Sugar says right, Geoff and Zoey are getting too close. We need to split them apart. Tom says wait, Geoff? But he's such a nice guy, why would we want to hurt him? Sugar says right, that's the problem. They are both liked, so they will be dragged farther, and then what if they're in the final three? We won't be able to win. Sam says that's true, he couldn't beat either Geoff or Zoey. Tom asks if there's anyone he could beat on this island, and Sam says that he will get back to him on that. Sugar asks if it's a deal, and Tom says reluctantly so. Courtney gathers her alliance of Brick, Sky, Tyler, Damien, Carrie, and Beardo and tells them that the plan is to vote Anne Maria out. Carrie says that's messed up, we can't just decide to vote her off when she didn't do anything wrong. Damien says nothing wrong? She intentionally got in the way of my shot during the paintball challenge. Brick is shocked and asks if that's true, and Courtney says that Damien has been persistent that it is. Does anyone have a problem getting rid of Anne Maria? Carrie says that she has a problem with it. Sky asks what she's doing, and Carrie says that sure, Anne Maria messed up, but what if she comes out better in this challenge? Will we get rid of her still? Damien says yep, and Carrie says to hold on. If she redeems herself, it would be wise not to vote her out. Damien says I don't care, she deserves to go for that first challenge. Carrie says wow, guess we know you hold grudges. Damien says I don't hold grudges, I just want karma to pay her back. Beardo runs off from the stress from seeing them fighting. Carrie yells for him to wait and tells Damien to look at what he did before going after Beardo. Dakota asks if there's anyone they should vote off first, and Nichelle says that they should get rid of Tyler for that tacky headband. Seriously though, I don't know. Anne Maria says look, it doesn't matter who's voted as long as it's someone other than us, and we vote as a team. I'm sure those idiots haven't even began to think of an alliance. Nichelle says that's so true, sister. Chris comes over the intercom and tells the teams to report to the cliff pronto. It's challenge time. Chris tells them that today's challenge will have them diving off the cliff into shark-infested waters. There is a safe area to drop into where the sharks probably can't get you. The team with the most people who jump will win their team carriages that will be used to transport boxes to the campgrounds. Once you get there, you will build a hot tub. The team with the best hot tub will win immunity. Killer Bass, you can jump first. Anne-Maria says there's no way she's ruining her new hairdo, but Carrie goes over and asks to talk for a moment. Anne-Maria asks what she wants, and Carrie tells her that she needs to keep it on the down low, but Damien thinks you don't contribute. Anne-Maria says, oh, he thinks I don't contribute, huh? I make one mistake and he thinks I don't contribute? Oh, he's done for. Damien says, sorry, a jump of this height would kill me, I'm not jumping. Suddenly, Anne-Maria punches him in the face and he falls off the cliff. Anne-Maria says, and for anyone else who doesn't think I contribute, watch this. She jumps into the water, and in confessional, Courtney says that she didn't expect Anne-Maria to actually contribute. Looks like all she needed was a little push. Metaphorically speaking. Sky, Tyler, Brick, Carrie, and Beardo jump, with Nichelle, Dakota, and Courtney not jumping and being forced to wear chicken hats. Chris tells Screaming Gophers they can jump, they can only have 2 people maximum not jump if they want to win. Geoff says that he knows it looks scary, but they can do this before Sugar yells at him to quit yapping and he pushes him in before jumping in herself. Zoey says in confessional that she for one wanted to hear the speech. Tom says there's no way he's doing this, besides maybe the chicken hat will be in a few years. Sam asks if he can hold his DS then, and Tom says of course. Millie says she's not gonna jump, but Priya says to let her help her get the motivation before grabbing her hand and taking her with her off the cliff. Tom is the only one not to jump on the Screaming Gophers, so Screaming Gophers have won the carriages. As the 2 teams are carrying/dragging their crates, Nichelle says that this sucks, and Dakota says seriously, I didn't expect there to be physical labor here, do I look like a construction worker? And Maria tells them to shush it or else Damien will accuse them of not being helpful in challenges as she carries her own crate. Damien in confessional says that Anne-Maria's taking it way too personally when it's a fact she was a burden in that first challenge. Lorenzo tells the team that if they keep doing this good, they won't have anything to worry about. Noah says to be careful, Icarus, we still have another part of the challenge to win. The Screaming Gophers make it back first and begin opening their crates where despite everything they actually have pretty good team synergy. Killer Bass arrive and Damien says to let him handle this, he's really good at building things, but Anne-Maria says not to let him do it or else Damien will accuse us of not helping. Damien says that's not true at all and you know it, you actively ruined my shot in that first challenge. Anne-Maria retorts it by saying just like how you wanted to ruin our chances of winning the first part by not jumping. Damien says that's not even close to the same thing and Carrie tells them to shut up, they're both in the wrong. Damien says what? I've done nothing wrong. Sky says that if they want any hope of winning they need to act as a team. The Killer Bass try to regroup and come back, but it's clear the hatred between them did enough to make them dysfunctional. Chris comes by and says the decision is easy. Screaming Gophers, you win and get to keep this hot tub for the rest of the season. Anne-Maria says they would have won if Damien didn't screw up, but Damien says it's obviously Anne-Maria's fault for their loss. Carrie says she's so done with them before leaving. Anne-Maria goes to Courtney and asks her to join her alliance, and Courtney says of course she will help her out. Not. Anne-Maria says that she would be in her debt if she did help her, and Courtney says she will consider it. Damien goes to Courtney and says that he can help her with her decisions as a sort of advisor after this one. I mean, once Anne-Maria is gone, we can get rid of some of the weaker links in our alliance, like Carrie. Courtney says she may actually like that idea. He's really smart. Damien says, yep, I can have my moments. At elimination, Chris says that they have been filled with so much hate today, which is awesome. Same deal as last time, get a marshmallow, you can stay, otherwise, get out. Let's just cut to the chase, shall we? We all know who's at the bottom. Damien and Maria, you both are at risk of elimination. The final marshmallow of the night belongs to... Anne-Maria. Damien says, what? Courtney says, like I said, you're really smart. Too smart. Damien says, of course, I should have known. On the boat, he says that nobody respects smart people nowadays. If I come back, I'm gonna make you pay Courtney, the true snake of our team. Courtney in confessional says that Anne-Maria just gave me a better deal. Anne-Maria and her 2 cronies are now in my power, and I have Sky, Brick, Tyler, Carrie, and Beardo as well. Damien would have gotten bored and defected eventually. I need my team to be subservient and submissive to whatever I want. I lead, they follow. I don't need an advisor. The Screaming Gophers are partying, and Priya asks Millie if they can talk, and Millie says of course. Priya says she's still mad at Millie, but she's been unfairly treating her. She was hurt and hurt Millie because she thought it would make her feel better, but it didn't. She's sorry. Millie says all is forgiven. She admits she was in the wrong, she just didn't want to admit it either. Let's just work on building off of what we have left. Geoff asks Zoey how she's liking the party, and Zoey says that he was right, this is pretty fun, thanks for letting me out of my comfort zone. Geoff says anytime, it hurts to see a cute girl like you stuck at home. I would have never met you if you stayed there. Zoey says that honestly she's happy she came here and met him. They both kiss, and Sugar in confessional says to enjoy it while it lasts, Geoff. You're gonna see what a pageant queen can do.